Hello and welcome back to more High Peak. Well, I did a video recently where I was complaining about how quiet it had been at the garage compared with the same month last year. Sales had just halved and I couldn't really figure out why. Many of you in the comments, in fact about 90% of you, said that it was because the garage looks quite scruffy. I haven't finished the renovations and everyone seems to think, or everyone in the comments seems to think, that that could be the reason it's so quiet. I disagree, to be honest. I think there are many different factors, from the economy to Auto Trader's new deal builder, many different things. But I'm just thinking, to try and rule this out, maybe I should continue with the refurb and try and get it looking a bit better. The trouble is, or the reason the whole refurb thing just ground to a halt, was because we've been quite quiet. And obviously in a business like this, you do have some cash flow issues. So I didn't want to sink another £5,000 or £10,000 into the building right now, because it's been quiet and every penny counts. So I didn't want to spend a fortune fixing it all up. That was my dilemma. So I thought I just did the back wall and then, tidied up the interior and stuff and the bathroom. I thought I'll just shelve the idea for now and then continue with it as and when business picks up. I mean, if you look at it right now, the forecourt looks pretty good. We've painted the railings and stuff. Yes, there's some flaky paint around the door and stuff. And yes, some of the window frames are a bit rotten, but it's not too bad. I've seen worse. And also, we don't sell brand new Mercedes or Audi, so it doesn't need to be some glass showroom, because I think that gives the wrong impression. I just wanted to make it look a bit like I cared, because I obviously do care. But many of you in the comments said that it looks like no one cares, and I can't have that really, so I've got to do something about it. So I thought, rather than spend £5,000 or £10,000 fixing it up properly, I thought for now I'd do a bit of a temporary fix. Lots of you said, and probably quite rightly so, you don't need to spend a fortune. Just give it a lick of paint, make it look a bit tidier, and then, do the full refurb as and when you can afford it. So that's what I'm going to do. So in a second I'm meeting Terry there, that's Terry with an I. She's very talented and she's going to hopefully tidy the place up for me. My plan is, well, I say my plan, I just want her advice really. I'm going to tell her my dilemma and then see what she recommends. That's what we're going to do. I'm hoping then I can fix it up for a fraction of the cost. Like I say, I honestly don't think that's the reason we've been so quiet. I honestly don't think it is. I've been at that place now for 8 years and it's never looked nice, in fairness. It's always been a scruffy 1950s garage. It's never been fancy. So I really don't think that I can attribute the poor sales to some flaky paint. But we'll see. At least I can cross that off. Like I said, I'm driving myself crazy here, wondering why it's gone so quiet. So at least we can rule that out. We can eliminate that. So that's the plan for today. So I thought I'd bring you guys along to keep you in the loop, basically. Show you what my plan is. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. It's still been very quiet, which is worrying. I've still got bills coming through left, right and centre. So I do need to be careful with what I spend. Anyway, we're going to head to the garage now, meet Terry and see what she says. So I shall see you there. Right, we may as well start with the good part, which is this area. Now, I did this earlier on this year, or it might have even been towards the end of last year. I've had it clad, insulated, and it looks a whole lot better. Once the new signs went in at the top, straight away, it looks way more professional and presentable. Under that, it was rotten wood and concrete pillars and stuff. It just looks a complete mess. So by covering it all up, it does look a whole lot better. That was my plan with the whole showroom, to be honest, but this cost so much money and took a lot of time. I've just kind of ran out of steam with it really. And I also don't want to spend 5 or 10 grand extra doing the rest of it. So this bit's fine. I'm just trying to work out how much this cost me, and I can't quite remember. I think the signs were probably £2,000 or £3,000, and that it doesn't even cover the whole thing. The cladding and everything else was probably another 3 grand maybe. So it doesn't sound that much, but when you add it all up, it's a considerable amount. Moving around to the forecourt. The forecourt's not too bad. Like, we've painted all the railings and stuff. Are you two going now?
No.
Oh, right, okay. Right.
The post office.
Right, no worries. Right. So the forecourt's not too bad. We painted all the railings because they were blue and flaking. Now they're all black. We've got new signs on the gate. I've tried, but then, like I say, it was just costing too much, and it was constant drain on my finances. So if you look at the forecourt, it's not too bad. Hello, you all right? Everything's displayed nicely. The cars are all clean. Everything's all right. We do try and keep it swept regularly, but the worst area, the one that got most of the comments, was this showroom area. This is the area that drew the most criticism, so let's go and have a closer look. This is the other thing, when you work somewhere like every day, you just get used to it, and I've been here for 8 years now, so I don't I don't even see it anymore. I just walk in, do you know what I mean? But I suppose if this was your first time here, you might be a little bit disappointed because it doesn't look great. So my original idea was to continue the cladding from the back there all the way around here, replace the windows because they're rotten, replace the windows of the showroom and the offices, replace these signs as well, and then moving around the front, paint everything black and then put a fresh sign on the roadside. But that could cost me, well, with new windows as well, I could be talking 10 or 20,000 pounds. You see, each one of these panes of glass here, with the window frame and everything, costs £1,000. We've replaced 2 already, or 4 actually, including the ones in the front. But we need 4 or 5 extras, so there's £5 straight away. And the other thing is, I don't own the building, I'm only renting. So I'm really reluctant to pump extra money into it. My focus really is keeping the business afloat, not fixing up someone else's building. Do you know what I mean? It's always a tricky situation that. If I owned it, it'd be a different story. I wouldn't mind putting the money into it because it'd be an investment for me. But right now, this would be an investment for somebody else. So I'm reluctant to do that. So my idea today was just to try and smarten it up as much as I possibly could without spending a fortune. So all this flaky paint needs to go. This is why, in some respects, it would have been, well, it's far easier to clad it because you're just covering up that problem. But obviously that comes at a cost. So I'm thinking for now, as many of you said, why don't you just slap a load of black paint on it and make it look a bit better. So I think that's what we're going to do. I'll give you an update, I'll give you a bit of a running commentary as and when it starts, but this is what I'm thinking. So basically everything you see blue will be black. So we'll paint that area there, flake off all the paint here, and just cover it in black paint and try and make it look a bit more presentable. Get some new plants in the hanging baskets, and it's not pretty, but it'll look a lot better. At least it might look like someone cares then, as opposed to it just being neglected and abandoned. So that's my plan. The other issue that many of you commented on as well are why the 3 different names. That's just something I've never got round to changing. Now, Romley Garage is the name of the site, and this garage has been here since the 1950s. It was originally a Ford dealership with a petrol station. Then in the 90s it's changed hands, but it's just always kept that name of Romley Garage. So when I moved here, I thought, well, there's no point changing that. It's called Romley Garage, so it's just High Peak Autos at Romley Garage. The Nick Ford Trade Sales bit is my colleague. When I first moved here, I shared the site with him. So it was High Peak Autos and Nick Ford. Now he's retired, so it's just High Peak Autos. I do need to take that down. But again, that isn't the reason sales have dropped off a cliff. That isn't the reason. I'm not convinced. But yeah, certainly we can tidy it up. If we get this painted and cleaned up, we'll paint all those window frames there as well. Just give it a little bit of a new lease of life for another couple of years. I do intend to replace the signs as well, but signs are expensive. So what I might do with this area is remove those signs and not replace them, because I don't think we need them on this area. I think we need one on the main road, that's fair enough, but not here. We're on a closed forecourt, it's not really necessary. I also need to finish painting the railings as well. Now, I started painting the exterior, that's all done. So they're now black, not blue, but the inside needs to be done. Some of it's been done up to that point there, but a lot of it needs to be finished. I just haven't had time. The problem is I'm constantly fighting fires all day long, finishing videos. I'm quite busy, and this just hasn't been the top of my list, and maybe it should. But anyway, from the outside it looks quite presentable. What I was planning to do as well is get a jet wash on this forecourt and just get rid of all the moss and stuff and just try and make it look cleaner and nicer. So I think we can kind of do a little bit of a mini refurb on a very, very tight budget. That's the plan. Looking at it now, you know, it does look scruffy, there's no two ways about it. But I think we do quite a decent job, to be honest. You know, when someone calls on a car, we get it cleaned off, make sure there's fuel in it, park it in the gateway there so it's nice and accessible. It's not like it's buried in the corner, do you know what I mean? We do our jobs, we do try. So, yeah, anyway, for now, we're just gonna try and smarten it up as cheaply as possible. Anyway, let me show you inside, because I've got some plans for that as well. And again, I'm gonna do that on a bit of a tight budget. Come with me. Before we continue, I just need to say a massive thank you to today's video sponsor, CarVertical. Now, before you hand over any cash for a used car or motorbike, it's really important that you do a thorough vehicle history check first. And with CarVertical, that couldn't be easier. All you need to do is go to carvertical.com and just type in the reg or the VIN, and that's it. I'll leave the link below in the video description, and don't forget to use my promo code HIGHPEAK for 20% off. And you can use that promo code as many times as you like. That's HIGHPEAK for 20% off. This is the best way of finding out more about your new car. So this will tell you whether it's ever been stolen, written off, had a mileage rollback, or has outstanding finance on it. In addition to that, it shows you the ownership changes, the reg plate changes, the MOT history, and a whole lot more. So definitely check them out. So don't forget, CarVertical.com, and the promo code is HIGHPEAK for 20% off. Right, back to the video. Now again, inside we did start to do the refurb and then again ran out of steam and money. But the walls have been painted, the ceiling's been done. On the floor, I wanted to get some sort of like cushion floor or hard wearing carpet or something just on this little corridor area, just to hide the messy tile floor. Then in the showroom, again, we've given it like a paint. We've done the bathroom, we've done this area here, we've done a waiting area, we've done the High Peak Autos wall there. But something that you always comment on are the ceiling tiles, and they look a mess. But I was just reluctant to replace the whole lot. I've got a box of like 20 or something, so I could replace the worst ones. But because the roof's leaked for so many years, it's just stained the ceiling tiles. Really, the whole thing wants knocking down in a new showroom building, but it's not mine, so that's not going to happen. The worst ones are here. It doesn't look great, does it? So I think once the forecourt's had a lick of paint and it looks a bit brighter, I will replace the ceiling tiles. Not all of them, but just the worst ones. Like I say, we've got a box of 20 odd or something, and they are matching. So we can just take out the worst ones and make it look a bit better. It's not too bad though in here, I don't think. If I were here to buy an Evoque or a CLS or a Bath or something, it wouldn't put me off. I wouldn't think, oh, let me get out of here. It's not that bad. So I think we're going to start painting tomorrow, and then, yeah, I'll have an update for you soon. But it should look a whole lot better. Should look a whole lot better. As you can see now, at least the phone's ringing, which is good. Things might have picked up. And yeah, just try and breathe a little bit of life back into it. I was also originally looking into replacing the floor as well with something a lot nicer. But again, it's just more money. And it's kind of a waste of money because it isn't my building. And I'm not going to suddenly start selling, you know, high-end Mercedes and stuff. So for the level that we're at, I think I've got to be realistic. Eventually, once business picks up, then I will put some money back into it and do it properly. But for now, certainly for the next 6 to 12 months, this will have to do, I think. And it'll be all right. It'll look better. So I think that's about it. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hopefully this has answered some of your comments with the flaky paint. I was thinking of changing the name of the company actually to Flaky Paint Autos. I got so much grief last video. Anyway, hopefully this will improve things. So yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done already. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. I'll leave the links below. And yeah, that's about it. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, by the way, because yeah, like 70% of you aren't subscribed. We're nearly at 100K, so that would help. Yeah, cheers guys. See you next time.